Hey guys, Dan here. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare your car for a road trip. I'm going to show you 5 things that you can easily do to make sure that your car is ready for the long road ahead of you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing is the engine coolant, then the engine oil, the windshield wiper fluid, the tire tread, and the tire air pressure. First off, let's check the engine coolant. You can find that in this white container over here, and it's clearly labeled engine coolant. Now I like to look inside and check to see where the fill line is. And then I like to look on the outside here as well, and you can see that it says the full if it's hot, is at that line right there, and there's an add line right there as well. Now looking inside just to get an idea of where the line is at, you can kind of see the lines in between the add and the full. So we're pretty good. Now we're going to want to check the coolant in the radiator. And it looks like the radiator is a little bit empty. I don't see any coolant at the top at all. So we're going to want to put some more coolant in the radiator. And we can do that with a funnel and just pour the radiator coolant right inside the radiator. And you're just going to fill it up until it's full and you can see the coolant at the top. Close to the engine coolant reservoir, you'll find the engine oil dipstick. Pull out the engine oil dipstick and check to see how full the engine oil is. And if you look at the dipstick, you can see an add and a full line, and this seems to be right in the middle. So we would want to add some engine oil right on the cap where it's clearly labeled engine oil, and this particular engine wants 5W30 oil. The third item to check is the windshield wiper fluid. Now mine's on the other side of the car, but you can find it really easily because it's clearly labeled windshield wiper fluid. And you can look inside and see how much fluid it is. You want to make sure it's just good and full for your long road trip ahead of you. It will help keep your windshields clear. The next thing to check is the tire tread. If you look at some of the tires, you may notice a little bit of wearing unevenly. This inside tire looks like it's worn a little bit more than the outside. This tire seems to be worn on both sides, maybe underinflated. And the back tires seem to be pretty nice. So I may want to rotate these tires from before my road trip. The last thing to check is the tire air pressure. You can do that using this air pressure gauge and check the PSI for each tire. This car should have 35 PSI for each tire. And as we check the first one, we can see that we're a little bit over 35 PSI. We check the second one and we're also a little bit over 35 PSI. The third one is the same, also over 35 PSI. And the fourth one though, we're only at 15 PSI. So we'll need to add a little bit of air to this fourth tire and then double check it to make sure it's correct on the PSI. Now all of them have a little bit of extra air pressure, so we can let some of that air out by using the back side of this air pressure gauge and releasing some of the air, and then double check to make sure. And don't forget to check your air pressure on your spare tire underneath the car. And that's the 5 things to check on your car before you take your next road trip. And now if Dan can, you can too.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, please be sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Thanks.